Welcome to the Sugar Bush House, designed by architect Bob Swinburne and built by Mindel and Morse builders in Putney, Vermont. The client lived on a dead-end road in a big house with a lot of gardens and animals, and it was starting to be too much for her to take care of. So she came to me wanting something smaller, more efficient, easier to live in, easier to grow old in, and so we started the process. I felt that this client would be a good match with Mindel and Morse builders, so I brought them in early in the process, and Gara was in fact sitting at the table in very early design meetings, helping me understand what the client wanted and helping to communicate with the client. That was immensely helpful. Later on, he got involved with detailing, and we really worked on a lot of this house together. We went through a process of rigorous simplification and ended up with a basic rectangular form with a single pitch roof on a frost-protected slab on grade. The walls are plain old 2x6 framing which holds up the roof. Then we put 2-foot deep floor trusses on the sloped walls spanning the short width. A very durable air barrier wraps the walls and the underside of the trusses. It's becoming the norm to consider the air barrier strategy during framing. The trusses overhang the walls, and we hung Larson trusses from the roof trusses and attached them to the wall. All this gets wrapped with the siding and roofing and filled with cellulose insulation. We can vary the depth of the roof truss and the Larson truss to adjust how much insulation we use. Early on, we decided to push the envelope, so to speak, about creating a very clean and simple construction methodology that combines best practice building science, super insulation, uses local wood everywhere we could. We also realized that due to the simplicity of the shell of the building, that it would be interesting and educational to go through the process of Passive House certification. This didn't change much about how we did things, but adding a Passive House consultant into the mix to help guide our decisions about windows and equipment. We took notes throughout the building process about what worked and what we could clarify and simplify the next time around. We wanted to try a prefabricated EPS foam foundation system, so we approached a Warm Forum about their system. We priced that out, and we were able to visit somebody else's project over in New Hampshire and came away pretty convinced.
The Miniature system is a combination of an ERV and an air-to-air heat pump. The ERV draws fresh air from the outside and exhausts stale air. The air is pre-treated to avoid dumping cold air in the winter and warm humid air in the summer into the house. The heat pump that provides the heating and cooling for the house lives inside the same box. This has several advantages. We don't need an outside compressor unit, and we don't need a mini split head. Instead, all you see outside the utility room are the grills for the supply and exhaust. Since we built this house to the Passive House standard, adding a small duct heater is all it took to turn this unit into a whole house solution.
We hosted a stop on the 2019 SEON home tour, and it was a good opportunity to explain what we were doing to a wide variety of people, including builders, architects, realtors. I like using hemlock boards for siding. It's a durable, local, low-embodied energy, carbon-storing material that we don't have to paint or stain. I tell clients that if boards show rot or get wonky, it's easy to replace them, and the old boards can get tossed in the bushes for salamander habitat. We used the boards vertically on this project and did a random arrangement of boards turned sideways, which creates a changing shadow pattern similar to the trees in the forest, especially in the winter. The siding of the house is like the rough bark of some of the surrounding trees and will eventually become similar in color. The porch and shed parts were framed in local hemlock and pine and designed to allow light and air through in the manner of an old barn. The deck is unfinished locust from the property, and the floors and stair treads are maple and cherry, also from the property. A design goal was to create a peaceful and light-filled chapel in the woods that could be open and airy but also dark and cozy on a winter's night, with a couch extending into the inglenook next to the wood stove and a reading light over the couch. Every window is tuned and considered to provide an almost interactive experience that changes with the time of day and the time of year and how a person lives in the house and moves about the house from one space to another. To wrap this all up, we tried some detailing and construction methodology that was new. Some things looked really good on paper and good enough to try out for real, and it was very satisfying to see them come to fruition. Garo and I pushed ourselves on this project. We hope to push ourselves on every project and to keep moving the needle forward in many ways. The client is very happy in her new home and probably still a bit stunned. The house will age in place for a few years and become more a part of the land.
Mindel and Morse Builders creates beautiful, healthy, and comfortable homes that use little energy. Established in 1981, we pride ourselves in lasting relationships. Contact us for your new construction or remodeling project. Visit our website, mindelandmorse.com, and follow us on Instagram at Mindel and Morse Builders.
Proclima's one-of-a-kind airtight vapor variable membrane Intello Plus now comes in a heavy-duty commercial-grade membrane suitable for up to 2 months of weather and UV exposure called Intello X. It offers the highest levels of protection for insulated assemblies against moisture damage, even for challenging constructions such as vapor-closed flat roofs or highly insulated walls. It can act as a temporary WRB and is ideal for metal construction, CLT, high-rise buildings, and prefab panels. Use Intello X with CLT panels and Gutex wood fiber board insulation to make top-tier, all-wood smart enclosure assemblies possible. It's available in 800 square foot rolls and can be reliably taped on either side because of its specialized polypropylene cover fleeces on both faces, ideal for connecting mid-wall airtight layers to inside roof air barriers. Intello X provides the long-lasting airtightness and intelligent vapor control of Intello Plus with the ability for temporary weather and UV exposure.
VSECU is a values-based financial cooperative that is open to everyone who lives or works in Vermont. Our vision is to inspire a movement that brings people together to empower the possibilities for greater financial, environmental, and social prosperity. With offices throughout the state, we offer a variety of loans and programs for customers looking to finance larger solar, home efficiency, or home energy improvements.
At Marvin, we make more than just windows and doors. We make fresh breezes and nightlights, relaxing retreats, open invitations, and peace of mind. At Marvin, we make windows and doors inspired by how you live, so you're inspired to live well.
Visit WW Building Supply, your local Marvin retailer in Newfane or Wilmington.